Reality trembles as a lone figure reshapes existence with a single thought, bending the universe to his will. Across the multiverse, Doctor Doom has taken on forms that defy comprehension. One became a god, another rewrote reality for fun, and one even turned the X-Men's powers into his own personal arsenal. But there's one Doom variant so terrifying that even the Watchers dare not speak his name. Let's start with the version of Doom that proves just how dangerous he can be. God Emperor Doom. During the events of Secret Wars, this variant did something that even Thanos couldn't achieve. He literally became God. After stealing the power of the Beyonders, Doom created his own reality called Battleworld, where he ruled as an all-powerful deity. He reshaped reality itself, creating a world where he was worshipped as the one true God. But here's what makes this variant truly terrifying. He actually did a decent job as God. He saved what he could of reality and maintained order, proving that maybe Doom's biggest claim, that a world under his control would be a better one, might actually be true. Under his rule, Battleworld was divided into distinct domains, each with its own baron who answered directly to Doom. He even gave his eternal rival, Reed Richards, a fate worse than death. He kept Richards' family alive, but made them believe they were Doom's family instead. This variant of Doom maintained perfect order through his enhanced powers, combining his mastery of science and sorcery with the near-omnipotent powers of the Beyonders. He could reshape reality with a thought, create life from nothing, and even resurrect the dead when it suited his purposes. What's even more impressive is how God Emperor Doom structured his divine rule. He created the Thor Corps, an army of Thor variants who served as his cosmic enforcers, maintaining order across Battleworld's various domains. He established his own version of heaven and hell, with the shield wall protecting his realm from the Deadlands filled with Marvel zombies and Ultron drones. Each domain was a fragment of destroyed realities, preserved only through his power and will. But the most fascinating aspect of God Emperor Doom wasn't just his godlike abilities, it was his psychology. Despite having absolute power, he still maintained his human insecurities. Deep down, he knew Reed Richards might have done a better job with the Beyonders' power, a doubt that haunted him even at the height of his divinity. When challenged by the surviving heroes from the destroyed multiverse, Doom's inability to let go of his human flaws ultimately became his undoing. This wasn't the only time Doom achieved godlike status. In another timeline, he didn't just beat Thanos, he wore his skull as a trophy. He conquered Earth and then went on to defeat every cosmic threat that came his way. He collected the heads of fallen enemies like Mephisto and Galactus, displaying them as warnings to anyone who might challenge his rule. His armor was infused with the power cosmic, enhanced by mystical energies from dozens of conquered dimensions, and reinforced with vibranium and adamantium. He didn't just kill his enemies, he found ways to absorb and repurpose their powers. From the Phoenix Force to the Odin Force, he collected cosmic powers like others collected stamps. His castle wasn't just a fortress, it was a nexus of power that channeled energy from multiple dimensions, making him nearly invincible within its walls. Each victory made him stronger, as he incorporated the essence of his defeated foes into his own being, becoming a hybrid of technology, magic, and cosmic power that had never been seen before. What made God Emperor Doom's approach to conquest truly unique was his methodical strategy. He didn't just overpower his enemies with brute force, he studied them first, learning their weaknesses, and designing specific counters for their abilities. For the Silver Surfer, he created technology that could nullify the power cosmic. For Dormammu, he devised spells that could disrupt dimensional energy. He defeated the Celestials by turning their own judgment protocols against them. For each new threat, Doom created a specific solution, building an arsenal of countermeasures that made him virtually unstoppable. This systematic dismantling of cosmic powers showcases that even with godlike abilities, Doom's greatest weapon remained his intellect. But God Emperor Doom isn't even the most ruthless variant we've seen. That title belongs to the Doom who became known as the Marquis of Death. This variant spent millions of years traveling through different realities, perfecting his powers and destroying worlds just because he could. He became so powerful that he could literally rewrite reality with a thought. When he finally met our main universe's Doom, he was so disappointed that he tortured him for 8 months straight. The Marquis had spent eons honing his powers, learning secrets of the universe that most beings couldn't comprehend. He could age people to dust with a gesture, turn their blood to acid, or make them experience death infinitely in a single moment. The Marquis represents what happens when Doom's quest for power goes unchecked for millions of years. He became so powerful that he saw other versions of himself as little more than insects. He developed abilities that combined magic and science in ways that even the Ancient One would struggle to understand. His time traveling through dimensions had given him knowledge of countless realities, and he used this knowledge to become one of the most formidable beings in the multiverse. The Marquis didn't just destroy worlds. He rewrote their histories, altered their fundamental laws of physics, and sometimes kept them alive just to experiment with different forms of torture. The most terrifying aspect of the Marquis wasn't just his power but his mentorship system. He would find promising individuals across realities, often versions of Doom himself, and train them to become destroyers like him. This created a network of reality-devastating beings who answered only to the Marquis. His apprentice, Doom's son in one reality, had been molded into a living weapon capable of destroying universes with a gesture. The Marquis' defeat came not from heroes or cosmic entities, but from our main universe's Doom, who used his cunning to turn the Marquis' own apprentice against him. After suffering months of torture, Doom managed to convince the apprentice that he would make a more worthy master. In the end, the Marquis was betrayed by his own creation, proving once again that no matter the power level, Doom's mind remains his most formidable asset. Then there's Doom 2099, a variant that shows us what happens when Victor Von Doom embraces change instead of control. This Doom found himself in a cyberpunk future where corporations ruled everything. Instead of trying to conquer this world outright, he worked to save it. Though, of course, he did it in his own unique way. He took over a mega corporation and used its resources to help people, while still maintaining that classic Doom arrogance we all know and love. What made Doom 2099 fascinating was how he adapted his traditional powers to a high-tech future. His magical abilities were enhanced by neural networks, his armor incorporated nanotechnology, and his understanding of both ancient mysticism and futuristic science made him a force to be reckoned with. He fought against corporate tyranny while simultaneously building his own power base, proving that even in a world of mega corporations and cyber enhancement, Doom would find a way to dominate. His methods were different, but his absolute confidence in his own superiority remained unchanged. Doom 2099's complexity goes beyond his technological adaptations. In this future, Latveria had fallen, transformed from a proud nation into a corporate brand. The legacy Doom had fought to build had been commercialized and exploited. This sparked something in him rarely seen in other variants: genuine sorrow. Watching his beloved homeland reduced to a marketing gimmick awakened a deeper purpose beyond mere conquest. He didn't just want power in this future world, he wanted restoration, to reclaim his nation's dignity and rebuild what had been lost. He developed Digital Doom, a virtual presence that could infiltrate any network system, becoming a kind of digital ghost that corporate security couldn't detect or stop. His nano-enhanced armor could shift between solid and liquid states, adapting to any attack. Despite all of these technological advancements, he still maintained his magical knowledge, creating a hybrid of sorcery and technology that made him uniquely suited to challenge the corporate overlords of 2099. The variant that proves Doom's greatest power might not be his magic or his technology, but his mind. The Doom who became Iron Man didn't just take over Tony Stark's role. He actually became a better Iron Man than Stark ever was. He solved problems Tony never could, created more advanced technology, and even managed to be a better hero. This variant shows us something fascinating, that Doom's greatest strength might be his ability to adapt and excel in any role he takes on. As the infamous Iron Man, this Doom created armor that combined arc reactor technology with his own mystical knowledge. He developed solutions to problems that had plagued the superhero community for years, like creating a more efficient, clean energy source and developing better methods for containing supernatural threats. This variant even earned the respect of some of his former enemies, proving that under different circumstances, Doom's brilliant mind could be used for the greater good. His Iron Man armor wasn't just an upgraded version of Stark's, it was a complete reimagining of what powered armor could be. incorporating elements of magic that Tony had never even considered possible. What made infamous Iron Man truly compelling was his journey of redemption. After years of villainy, this Doom genuinely wanted to change, to become a force for good rather than conquest. Yet he couldn't escape his fundamental nature. Even while helping others, he maintained his arrogance, still convinced he knew better than everyone else. This created fascinating conflicts with other heroes who couldn't trust his intentions. His most impressive creation wasn't physical, but metaphysical. A magical AI assistant integrated into his armor that could predict and counter mystical threats before they fully manifested. When facing magical enemies like Dormammu's disciples, his armor could automatically generate specific counterspells without Doom having to cast them manually. This fusion of technology and sorcery represented the perfect blend of his dual nature, proving that when Doom's brilliant mind is turned toward protection rather than conquest, he can achieve things neither scientists nor sorcerers could manage alone. Let's not forget about Ultimate Doom, a variant that shows us what happens when Victor Von Doom focuses purely on technology instead of mixing it with magic. This Doom was responsible for giving the Fantastic Four their powers, but his methods were far more sinister. He transformed himself into a being of living metal, more machine than man, proving that even without magic, Doom's intellect alone makes him one of the most dangerous beings in any universe. His transformation into living metal wasn't just a physical change. It represented a fundamental shift in how this variant viewed humanity itself. Ultimate Doom rejected his human origins entirely, seeing flesh as weak and inefficient. His transformation into a metal being wasn't an accident, but a deliberate evolution. He wanted to become something beyond human. His body could stretch, reshape, and even split into multiple smaller forms that could act independently. He could interface directly with any technology, essentially becoming any machine he touched. What makes Ultimate Doom particularly disturbing is his complete lack of the nobility that other Dooms possess. While main universe Doom follows a strict code of honor, Ultimate Doom abandoned such concepts, viewing them as human weakness. He experimented on unwilling subjects, created biological weapons without moral hesitation, and had no loyalty to Latveria or its people. This version shows us what happens when Doom's genius is divorced from the code of honor that, ironically, keeps the main universe Doom from becoming truly monstrous. One of the most intriguing variants is Doom Supreme, who mastered the mystic arts to such a degree that even Doctor Strange acknowledged him as the superior sorcerer. This variant focused almost exclusively on magical power, proving that Doom's potential for sorcery might even exceed his technological genius. He discovered spells that could alter the fabric of reality itself, and his understanding of the mystic arts was so profound that he could counter spells before they were even cast. His mastery was so complete that he could cast complex spells without gestures or incantations, making him nearly unstoppable in magical combat. Doom Supreme didn't just master existing magic, he created entirely new branches of sorcery. By combining mystical traditions from multiple dimensions with his scientific understanding of energy and matter, he developed spells that could not be countered by traditional means. He created the Doom Mark, a magical sigil that once placed on victims, allowed him to control their actions or drain their life force from any distance. Perhaps his most terrifying creation was the Void Forge, a magical construct that could create or destroy matter according to his will. With it, he could craft weapons from nothingness or erase enemies from existence. What made Doom Supreme so dangerous wasn't just his magical power, but his scientific approach to sorcery. While most magic users relied on tradition and instinct, he analyzed and deconstructed magical systems with scientific precision, finding exploitable weaknesses and creating hybrid spells that combine the strengths of multiple traditions while eliminating their weaknesses. But there's one more Doom variant we need to talk about, one that might be more dangerous than all the others combined. This version of Doom discovered something about the nature of the multiverse itself, something that changed everything we thought we knew about reality. A truth so profound that it threatens the very foundation of existence. And what he found? Well, that's a story for another time.